Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Arctic Edge Ice Arena, bringing you this game between your Oklahoma Sooners and the Alabama Frozen Tide. Exciting matchup in this ACHA Division I battle here as OU finally playing games, as we say, count towards their conference standings. OU fell last weekend 0-2 to their rivals up north, OSU, in a game we covered on Friday, which ended in an 8-5 score, and then followed up in Tulsa for an OSU home game where the Sooners fell 6-5 in overtime. Although it seemed disappointing in the moment, OSU got a lot of improvement on their roster, and it showed in that matchup. And on the other side of things, Alabama has a lot of rookies themselves. So the Sooners will look to answer this 0-2 start to the season. We'll bring starting puck drop action to you in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to go with puck drop here. Bit of an odd setup for us as we don't have any headsets and I'm talking out of a stick microphone, so it might sound odd at times, and we do apologize for that. We will try to get that headset situation sorted for you guys this next home game, whenever that might be. We also have Willie Baird with us up here, and we'll occasionally be providing some color commentary for you guys when I can pass the microphone off to him at an appropriate time. Willie, what are your thoughts going into this game?
Well, the Sooners need a win tonight, and there's going to be a lot of changes that have been made throughout the lineup today. With lineup changes, who's starting, everything has been changed up for the Sooners, so we're going to see a brand new Sooners team.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. That Bells, Martin, Monticelli line out to start. Logan Mott's on defense as well as Josh McDonald. Frozen Tide take the open face-off to start things off. A little bit of deliberation going on in the neutral zone before it's won back into the offensive zone for Oklahoma. Caden Martin has it now, rips a shot. Off angle there. Bit high off the glass now. Breakaway was pending there for the Frozen Tide, but broken up by the Sooners. Line changes here for both teams. Caden Martin's drop pass found nobody. Carson Spear trying to fight for it, does win that puck possession. Centering feed over to Tristan Davison, who picked up a couple of points last Saturday in Tulsa against OSU. Now Spear trying to get out of the defensive zone. Turnover here, shot from a tight angle. Forden fought it off. Rebound there, stayed loose. Forden didn't get a mid on it. Sooners eventually win it. Tristan Davison on the end boards. Oh, and he gets rocked. Tristan Davison absolutely got leveled on the end boards. He gets up. Another collision there. Physicality starting early here. Long stretch pass trying to find Jackson Fodrell, no good. Austin Fink gets the return from Fodrell, and the physicality is we'll get an early icing call here.
Alabama has gotten the start that they want, playing physical, getting some opportunities in front of the net, and that's what they're going to need to provide this entire game to beat the Sooners.
Tristan Davison appears to be okay. Lost his stick, but good clean hit. Offensive zone faceoff for OU. Porter Wolk on the dot. He got a goal on Friday last week against OSU on that filthy backhand. Wins that faceoff, but not cleanly, as we will get a reset here. Thursday, as Willie corrects me, is correct. We're all backwards here today. Tie up on the faceoff. Sooners come away with it. Porter Wolk in the corner. Played down low. Alabama comes away with it. Held in at the blue line nicely by Ryan Carr. Tries to make a clean entry into Fodrell, intercepted. Evaded Carr for a moment. And one back by the Sooners. Ryan Kavanaugh pestering hard here for the Frozen Tide. Pass misses the stick of Mike Amala before he eventually gets it. Now a 2-on-1 for the Sooners. Wolk holds up, makes a move. Wolk shot right off the pad of Perry for Alabama. And Perry Jacobs in net for the Frozen Tide. It's a good save there. Alabama trying to break out of their defensive zone, get something going. They just have to dump it in. Sooners eventually come away with it. Aaron Best, it was a bouncing puck. Forechecking really hard here is Aaron Best. Scrumming along the corner. Alabama comes away with it. Shot blocked by Logan Motts. Ends up in the corner. Another tight angle shot. Stays in play for the moment. Motts tied up along with the linesman in the corner. Sooners come away here. Nate Payne and Tristan Glass. Two of the senior members on this team. Payne lost it, had to hold up. Drop pass for Aaron Best got broken up. And Alabama ends up coming away with it.
New look for the Aaron Best line. It looks like he is playing with Tristan Glass and Nate Payne, two older guys on the team, so we'll see how he fits in on this line.
Caden Martin with it now. Feed over to Bells. Caught up in his knee. Now into the corner. Centering for Monticelli. A bit too much on that for him. Sooners pressuring really hard. We're going to get a stoppage in play here. It's going to be a too many men call against Alabama. So the Sooners will get their first power play look of the night. Trying to decide who goes into the box right now. I believe it's actually Mackie Donner in net. ACHA website doesn't have the numbers updated for some of the Frozen Tide players, so we apologize for those in Tuscaloosa watching. Might be a rough going for a lot of the new members. Haven't quite gotten their stats updated as that one exits play off the boards. Another face-off here in the offensive zone for Oklahoma, still on the power play. Just a couple seconds bled off there. Tristan Glass ends up winning the face-off somehow, going through a man. Now into the corner, centers it back. Ryan Carr plays it back to Nate Payne. Nate Payne surveys back to Carr at the blue line, holds the point. Nate Payne, quick pass over to Fodrell. Fodrell bouncing puck, couldn't get it to settle. Thought about taking the one-timer, elected to settle it. Now Fodrell again, fans. Turns it over, puck exited the zone. Sinners have to touch up and watch out for the shorthanded chance there. Long stretch pass, missed everybody, and the other way goes Aaron Best. Best, good saucer pass over to Fodrell on his backhand centering feed. Aaron Best scores, the net was off and rattling around. It was a loose puck out in front. We'll take another look at this on the replay over here. For now, the goal stands. That net was moving quite a bit. That's why I wasn't so sure it was going to count, but nonetheless, Aaron Best with the Sooners on the power play as OU jumps out to a 1-0 lead early.
I'm surprised they allowed that. It wasn't blown dead right away. But I'm surprised they allowed the play to continue, which was a good job by the refs. Usually that doesn't happen as often as we would hope.
A lot of gray area with that net coming off and staying on and what's counting and what's not. Yeah, here especially, as Willie says, to agree with him. But the Sooners get a power play goal. That's what's important. That's what counts. Now Dustin Wolf plays it back to Gutierrez. Chase is after it. Work down low in the corner. Nobody's going after the puck before eventually someone from Alabama gets to it. Sooners being able to dictate the majority of this game's tempo so far. Puck played into the corner. Clearance attempt fails. Puck one back. Carson Spear with a good stick lift there. Another good one here, and Charlie Blake on his backhand with a centering feed, held in by Wolf. Was tipped, nearly evaded the zone. The Sooners end up coming away with it, dumping it back in, right in on Donner. Or Donaire. Alabama trying to break out here. Good move there, and a centering feed blocked off by Gutierrez. The other way goes Oklahoma. Carson Spear makes a nice move, evades a man. Still holds the puck in the OU zone for a moment before it's chipped on out. Heads up. Puck nearly went into the booth, caught a piece of the glass, thankfully. We'll get a stoppage in play here.
Are you really able to dictate the pressure right now on the blue line, getting the pucks in deep and moving towards and pressuring those Alabama defensemen? Alabama having a good job of controlling the puck, but just not finding their wingers or their centermen open up ice to get the puck up and out.
Neutral zone faceoff won by Oklahoma. Logan Motz fires it in. Chased with ease. The Sooners are going to win this puck battle once again. Fodrell Wolk from a tight angle. Nearly found the back of the net there. Blocker saved by Donner. Kept it out. Wolk again. Played back. Motz at the point. Rips one looking for a tip. Caught a body in front. Puck battle in the corner. Eventually chipped out and won by Alabama as they break out on a 2-on-2. Good defensive play there by Logan Motz on Carson Kamen. Big hit in front of us there on the penalty boxes. Wolk caught the brute end of that. Aaron Best catching some heat as well. Alabama breaks out the other way. Dump in on Ford, and he's got to play this smartly. Elects to play it back to Logan Motz. Sooners break out here. Tristan Glass with Aaron Best as an option. 3-on-2. Glass holds up. Shot it right into the shin pads of an Alabama defender. Another big hit here. Good defensive play by Nate Payne, keeping that out. Centering feed and a shot tipped and blocked wide by Oklahoma. They haven't let many in on Forden, and many meaning zero. 0 shots so far, about 8 minutes into this game so far for Alabama. Good sign from the Oklahoma defense, coming back from that deficit against OSU last weekend. Puck played in on the corners. Luke Ellis waiting for the breakout pass for Alabama. Eventually receives it from his partner, Parks Wallace. Ellis trying to pester and forecheck a little bit. Ryan Carr comes away with it. Gets tied up. Monticelli flicks it up and into the OU zone. Not before running into the referee there. Bells and Monticelli going into the boards. Monticelli got tripped up there a little bit. No call. Icing here against Alabama. We'll get a stoppage in play.
Alabama getting really physical with the Sooners down low, but the Sooners are ending up coming up with a lot of one puck battles right now, protecting the puck, using the body to their advantage.
Another offensive zone face-off. Carson Spear directing the referee over to the right face-off dot, which is where it was supposed to be. That's what you like to see out of your rookie, someone who knows what they're doing. Spear takes that face-off, not before it's won by Alabama. Parks Wallace with it, elected to play it off the boards. Got caught up in the bench, I believe. So another stoppage in play here.
I don't know if you saw that, but Wallace was telling the ref to blow the whistle because the puck went off his butt and out.
Always appreciate Willie Berry picking up the little details within the game. So happy to have him as a color commentator. He sees all the stuff that we non-hockey players don't necessarily pick up on. Yeah, and Alabama making a point of contention that should have been in the neutral zone, not in the offensive zone for the Sooners, but Oklahoma will take it. Frozen Tide do end up winning that face-off. If they clear it here, it'll become a moot point. Stayed in the zone. Sooners still keep it in. Dustin Wolf dumps it in. Spear in behind the net. Circles, surveys, tip puck. Alabama still having a tough time getting out of their own zone after that face-off. They've had the chances and opportunities, just haven't yet. Spear looking to play it back to Tristan Davison, who's back in the game. I don't even believe he took a shift off. That's a sign of tough character there from the Ringwood, New Jersey native. Pass picked off by Ivan Gutierrez. Now Spear trying to make a play on it. Eventually Alabama does come away with it. Now Tristan Davison's trying to center it. Charlie Blake picking at it. Now Davison again. Backhand, rebound, loose in front of the net. Eventually Alabama fires it all the way down. This will be another icing. OU just dominating early.
Alabama getting too cute in the middle of the ice, and it's really causing them to lose and turn over these pucks, allowing for all these opportunities down low. This is the only reason that the Sooners are able to keep up so much pressure. They're getting these Alabama forwards and defensemen so tired because they're not getting the puck in deep.
Another offensive zone faceoff for OU, one. And then taken up, fired into the bench. We'll see where this one ends up. Should be in the neutral zone this time. I apologize to the Alabama fans at home. This ACHA website is not updated with your roster the way it should be, and so I'll do my best to try to give accolades to certain players, but it's going to be a little tough. No nameplates either. Makes it a bit more challenging. Face-off won by OU, but flung out of the offensive zone. Fodrell fans on it. Was it a fake from a tight angle, Fodrell? Puck bounces down now in front of Donner. He played with a high stick there, so a little bit of extracurriculars between Mike Amala and one of the members of the Frozen Tide. As if the ACHA website's right, that's Benjamin Wilcoxon.
That is not him.
Yeah, Willie telling me there's no way that is him, so I'll do my best, but it's going to sound very odd for you folks back at home. Logan Motts from far out trying to get a tip. Couldn't find it. Alabama, a good breakout pass. Josh McDonald chasing after it hard. Fodrell into the boards. Now turnover here for OU. Frozen Tide, have it for a moment in behind Forden. Had him looking on either side of the post, but that centering feed went well wide. Forden with an easy save there. I believe that went out of play for a moment. First shot of the game for the Frozen Tide, as I'm reminded by Willie.
Alabama finally getting some pressure on the forecheck, getting the puck in deep, getting through the neutral zone and getting it over the red line into the offensive zone for themselves and putting pressure on the OU defense.
So a lone defensive faceoff for Oklahoma. I don't believe we've seen one this game so far. If we have, maybe one, but chance here maybe for the Frozen Tide to change the tide right now and try to tie up this game here halfway through the first period. Shot from distance gets tipped. Frozen Tide keep fighting, centering feed. A couple of nice moves by number 10. Eventually OU comes away with it. Really good move there by Carson Spear, one of the best skaters so far Ryan Carr, one of the best skaters so far, at least to my eyes, for the OU rookies. Shades of Cale McCarr. As Tristan Glass trying to center it for Aaron Best. A couple of collisions there as Kagan and Glass step into a Alabama player. Frozen Tide member goes down, kind of turtles into the end boards. Puck somewhere down there, not quite sure. Eventually does squirt free. Josh Bells comes away with it for Oklahoma. Bells churning up the ice. Powerful skater is Josh Bells. Careful not to draw a penalty there. Taken out a 2-on-1. Bells gets a check up high. Alabama is able to clear it. But then back in, they're going to call it off. And then some late shoving with Caden Martin. And number 3 for the Crimson or Frozen Tide after the whistle, but it's questionable whistle.
It's always good to see a little hate and anger within the game. I don't think that was offside at all.
Thank you, Willie. Face-off won by Alabama in the neutral zone. Eventually taken away. Sooners having to fight a little bit in their defensive zone, just looking for a seam to break out, and eventually they do find one. That's Ivan Gutierrez coming on strong for the Sooners. They enter the zone with a lot of support. Bells diving around the face-off dot. Eventually the puck pokes free. Monticelli in the corner. And away goes Alabama. Carson Spear breaking out for Oklahoma. Gutierrez and him have to circle back and then re-enter here. Caden Martin looking to do a second time without the extracurriculars. He ends up going off for a change. Sooners will probably get a full line change in here, and they do. Those Frozen Tide players have been on the ice for a good second here as we get a breakout potentially for Alabama. Good defensive play by the forward, Tristan Davison, stepping up in a big moment, not allowing that clean entry. Alabama has to touch up. Mott's first one to it for Oklahoma. Now Josh McDonald in behind net of Forden. Flicks it up off the boards. Swung right back in by Alabama, but Mott's once again first one to the puck. Kicked in, held at the line for the moment. Eventually broken up and free. Still only one shot here, just 6 minutes left for Alabama. And it wasn't exactly a tester, and only 5 for Oklahoma on the contrary, but what matters is they've scored. As Mott's looking to chip it to Wolk. Puck exits Carr and Davison doing a good job there as a tandem. Bad turnover there by Oklahoma, but Alabama has to touch up. They're caught off sides.
Alabama's starting to control a little bit more of the middle of the ice, which is something they were struggling with at the beginning of the period. And a little bit of miscommunication between the Sooners there with Tristan Davidson and Mr. Carr over there. And that's just new teammates getting used to each other.
I talked to Coach earlier before this game, and he really liked how those rookies were getting involved in the scoring last weekend. Even though OU fell to 0-1-1 on their official record, they still played the Pokes really hard. Loose puck out in front of the net for Alabama. Forden doesn't know where it is. I don't know where it is. None of the players know where it is. Oh! Oh my goodness. Can't tell who the Sooner was that committed that infraction there. Believe it's Alex Kagan. And so we'll see what disciplinary actions are taken out from this. Forden doesn't look too comfortable down there, but he does get up on his own power. I believe one of the puck did fall into an Alabama player's equipment, is what it looked like from my angle. No disciplinary actions will be taken after that, so just a good, clean hockey play, as they say, I guess. Alabama takes the opening faceoff in the offensive zone. Tight angle on a Ford, and that's going to be their second shot of the period. He wasn't looking for it, but had his angles covered that time. Rebound went far and wide. McDonald takes the puck, plays it over to Fodrell, who lofts it sky high into the OU zone. Mike Amala gets there first, beats the icing. Good hustle there by the rookie. Amala back to Motts. Shot from the point. Hit Fodrell, I believe, in the knee area. Stopped it from getting to the net. Motts, good defensive play. Again, time and time again. He's really transitioning well from a forward back to defense. Puck played in, no icing. Mott's first one to it. Glass in the corner. Eventually does come away with it. Flips it up right in front of us. Pawed down by Alabama. Nice saucer pass angled off the boards, but missed a stick. Wolf, Glass, enter the zone cleanly for Oklahoma. Payne collects it on the other end. Best, back to Payne. Payne in behind the net. Over to Wolf, he's going to chop at it. Eventually does come out of the zone, bouncing puck. Best collects. Tristan Glass enters. Scrum along the end wall there. Eventually Wolf gets it, fires a shot from a tight angle. There wasn't a lot of traffic in front of the net to tip that. And now a turnover by Gutierrez. Alabama eventually does thrust it onto Forden. Paddled over to Gutierrez. Gutierrez has options, plays it to Monticelli, who turns it over. Now Alabama with a chance. Shot fought off by Forden. Good kick pad save by Brendan Forden, the DFW native. Alabama again. Shot for a rebound, and Forden swallows it up. Good goaltending there by Brendan Forden. He looked so good last year, starting off strong this year.
Couple weak plays by OU, and Forden is able there to bail them out.
Did a great job jumping out on that puck, not allowing an Alabama player to get there first, making sure it got frozen. The ref Yeah, cutting down the angle, as Willie says. Good goaltending. That knots up the shots at 5 apiece just on that one little sequence alone. That's how fast that can happen. Carr, Glass, over to Bells. Bells rips a shot. Rebound loose in front of the net. Alabama comes away with it. Bells. Monticelli with it now. In the corner, Monticelli being pestered by 2 Frozen Tide players. Eventually gets some help by Glass. Bells gets in there as well. We got a 3-man tie-up. Eventually won by Oklahoma and then taken away by Alabama. OU trying to apply more pressure. Shot caught up in the upper areas of Fordon, but eventually comes out of the OU defensive zone. Just about 2.5 minutes to go in this opening frame here as Alabama looking to get on the board somehow. OU trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Carr taking off his feet for a moment, eventually gets up, still maintains puck possession. Davison turns over. Kagan collects it. Sooners looking to go off for a change here. Charlie Blake gets it now, and he has space. Gets it over to Carson Spear. Spear loses the puck on his backhand. Good collision there by Charlie Blake. Good hit, excuse me. Blake still with it now. Charlie Blake makes a nice move and a shot off the crossbar. Wasn't the ping you expect from a shot of that speed off that crossbar, but nonetheless, a good individual effort and good play by Charlie Blake.
My best line from last Thursday, and they are looking to continue good performances right now. I think it's the only line that Pete has kept together fully that's still playing completely together. So we'll see if they can actually produce a lot more this weekend.
Another offensive zone face-off for Oklahoma. There's been a lot of those in this opening period. We saw last Thursday, OU was the first to score. They weren't usually doing that the last couple of seasons. They would always have to answer, but OSU ended up rallying behind a couple of 1-goal deficits and then running away with it in the second period. So I'm going to get a played with the high stick, or? I believe played with the high stick. Yeah. Center ice face-off, Zamboni pre-firing, getting ready to go out for the intermission. We got about 1:34 in this opening frame. OU would love to double that lead right now, right before intermission, apply more pressure. What I was alluding to earlier is the Sooners did not look good in that second period on Thursday at all, and so they want to try to get as much help as they can if second periods aren't going to be their periods this year. We'll see what they can respond with. Fodril, bouncing puck, didn't get good wood on it. Now McDonald flings it up, tipped in by Amala, no icing. Porter Wolk chases after it. Puck played in the corner by Alabama, kept in for a moment by OU, and then eventually comes free. Fodril in pursuit. Back to McDonald. Good pass tipped in again by Oklahoma. Sooners go off for a change. Alabama looking like they're getting their bearings a little bit here as they enter before blowing a tire. Puck held in by the Frozen Tide. Good check there by Tristan Glass. Puck eventually does leap up and out. Kagan with it now for Oklahoma. Looking like the Sooners are just going to try to run this clock out here in the first period. Yes. Willie reminding everybody it is always nice to take a lead into that locker room. Couldn't agree more. Sooners will be happy if they can hold it. Alabama just does not look organized whatsoever in their offensive strategy right now. A lot of turnovers, and that will do it for the first period. I want to get Willie's thoughts on how that looked compared to last week.
It's a lot better last week on the scoreboard, but I don't know about the play right now. It's still a little sloppy from both sides, Alabama and OU. OU's establishing more pressure, but I don't see it on the scoreboard. So we need more shots, more work down low, getting those pucks out into the dangerous areas.
We'll take a quick break before Sky and Elijah will have your first period intermission report. Don't go anywhere. Actually, real quick, we would like to welcome the OU Hockey's newest corporate sponsor, Appliance for Less. Family-owned and veteran-owned for all your appliance needs. Go by 2 of their 5 locations, Northwest OKC and Norman. And with that said, all OU hockey fans and family can receive a 10% discount on your appliance needs this weekend only. The address for that, 8105 Northwest Expressway Street, OKC, zip code 73162. And the other location on 1302 North Interstate Drive, Norman, Oklahoma.
How is it going, Sooner Nation? We are here with your first intermission report. I am Elijah Lena, joined by
Guy Shrek.
We're here to talk about that first period for you. So, big goal by Aaron Best on the power play. What'd you think about that? Any initial reactions to it?
I think it was a great goal. OU was very good on the attack early. Our defense did a great job of keeping them inside their own blue line and keeping OU on that attack for a lot of the first period. Only 11 shots, but we were in that zone for a while.
No, yeah, you're right. We talk about the defense. I mean, they were huge in this game so far. That Ivan Gutierrez and Carson Spears defensive pairing, playing overtime, keeping the Alabama Frozen Tide into their own zone for the most part there. The few times that Alabama did break out, they did look fast. They did look fast. They're a fast hockey team, but they got to get more shots on. Both teams honestly need to get more shots on here. But, you know, if the Tide can take advantage of a defensive breakdown from the Sooners, they're fast. They can get to the net pretty quickly.
And Alabama had 7 shots, but they weren't the highest quality shots. They were taking a lot of shots back from the blue line, pretty far away from goal, and they were pretty easy saves. I think if Alabama wants to get closer into this game, they're going to need to do a better job of getting closer to the net, shooting shots on goal from closer to the goalkeeper, really, because they were taking some shots from pretty far away.
No, yeah, and you're right. And so, talking about goaltending for the Sooners, Brendan Forden there, looking solid for the most part, had a couple big saves there. One moment there towards the end of the first period where it kind of looked like he lost the puck for a second. Wasn't sure if that got caught up maybe in his equipment, another player's equipment. But other than that, he's looked solid. Do you have any thoughts on him?
Yeah, he made some great plays. There was a great save towards the end of that first period that had the whole arena going. It was the loudest it's been in here all night. If he keeps that up, I think we're in store for a Sooner win.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for joining us here on the first intermission report. I'm Elijah Lena, joined by Sky Streck. We'll be back with you for the second period. Come up here in a moment. Thank you.
If I want to clip it, I'll just go in and I'll amp the audio up like 40,000.
Yeah. All right, let's get the camera back on center ice. The slider on the audio board was turned down, but we didn't notice because no one was over there to see it.
I didn't know how to point it out like while we were do we want to do it again? Yeah.
Do we have time? All right, let's do it. Can you help us with the switching over? Okay, thank you.
It's tight up here.
I know. Are you able to? Okay, so welcome back. We're back. We learned we had some audio issues there, so we're just going to go ahead and recap that first period here for you again, just before we get started here in the second period. Once again, I'm Elijah Lena, joined by Sky Streck. So we talked a little bit about it first, but that one goal came from Aaron Best on the power play. What'd you think about it, if you want to go over that again?
Yeah, it was a great goal. Oklahoma did a great job all period of attacking and of keeping the puck in that Alabama zone. That goal was the result of that, and if they can keep that pressure on through the second and third periods, I think they got a good shot at winning this one.
Yeah, and the offense was one story, but the defense was another. The Ivan Gutierrez and Carson Spears pairing pretty much dominated the blue line, keeping Alabama pinned in their own zone for good duration of the first period. Now, Alabama looked fast. They had fast rushes. However, the defense was able to cover them pretty well. If Alabama can get through the OU defense there's a chance they could see a goal come up here pretty soon. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Alabama definitely got some shots. They had 7 shots in that first period, but the issue was they weren't the highest quality shots. Alabama was taking some shots from pretty far away, pretty crowded areas. If they want to get back in this game, they're going to have to take some higher quality shots from closer to the net, because the first period, I think their shot selection wasn't great.
Gotcha. And on the other side of the puck, Brendan Forden in net for the Sooners looked pretty solid throughout the first period. We kind of touched on it if you might have heard us before, but had a some great, pretty strong saves there out towards the end of the first period. That one questionable one where they couldn't find the puck, it might have gotten stuck in the equipment of one of the players on the ice there. But other than that, he's looked pretty solid. Do you have any thoughts on Brendan Forden?
Yeah, he made a great save towards the end of that first period that had the whole crowd rocking. It was probably the loudest this arena has been all night. If he can make more saves like that, I think we got a good shot on winning this one.
Gotcha. Well, thank you, Sky. Once again, I'm Elijah Lena with Sky Shrek here in the booth. We'll have second period coming up here for you up next.
All right, welcome back, Sooner hockey fans. An exciting first period for OU as Alabama has a 1-goal deficit to try to answer in this middle frame. For you folks watching in Tuscaloosa, we do have an updated roster from the Crimson Tide, or Frozen Tide. Thank you very much to their broadcast team. They got a member of that down on their bench that's helping us out a little bit with their side of things, so we'll try to get a better call out going out to you guys. Glass to take this opening face-off. Baz Schule was his opponent, but OU wins it. Played back in their defensive zone. Nate Payne gets a stick. Tyler Zent loses it, held in for the moment, stayed right on the blue line for Alabama before eventually being poked free. Aaron Best fires it, looking for a rebound to Payne. Payne slaps it back the other way. Best, Payne, shot tipped, Glass on the rebound. Maybe caught a piece of the netting. We got a whistle here as the net came off its pegs, which is not an unfamiliar sight here in Arctic. Offensive zone faceoff for Oklahoma. OU winning the shot department 13-8. The majority of those shots for Alabama came in about a 10-15 second sequence where Brendan Forden held strong in his own net. Alabama comes away with it. Grant Curtis with it, dumps it in, played up. No icing, waved off as it was tipped by a Sooner. Alabama has to touch up again. Spear got his skate stuck in Parks Wallace's equipment before eventually Ryan Carr gets taken down right about the blue line, but the Sooners maintain possession. Carr battling along the corner. Curtis fighting hard. Eventually Alabama comes away with it. Kagan has to chase after it. Does win the icing battle. It was close. Ty doesn't necessarily go to the runner as Nolan Bolt, the Idaho native, is chasing after Kagan.
We'll see what the Sooners can do on this gift from the refs. I don't believe that Kagan won that race at all to the puck, but we got some tired Alabama forwards out there. We'll see what the Sooners can get on net.
Thank you, Willie. Porter Wolk to take this face-off for Oklahoma. A little bit of a tie-up there, and Wolk ends up getting a shot by the end of that. Couldn't really tell who won it. But, yeah, good rebound control by Mackey Donner. New line out there for Alabama. Eventually able to get that change. Trevor Rizzer will look to take the face off against Logan Motts. Porter Wolk. Tied up, eventually won by Mike Amala. He chases after it. Puck squirts free. One-timer from Wolf and a good glove save by Mackie Donner. Wolf connected with that probably about as well as he'd like to, but not a lot of traffic in front of Donner and able to just squeeze that in the glove. No second chance there for OU. That Wolk line staying out there again for this other face-off. Sloppy clearance from Alabama allows OU to continue pressure. Good forechecking here. Eventually, Alabama does come away with it. Not before it's turned over to Mike Amala on his backhand. Goes over Donner. Puck was up on end. Trying to roof that bar down. Now a chance here. Wolf has to beat this. No icing, they say. Waved off. Ref blew a tire in the corner. Sooners having a fight now as the puck eventually does clear the defensive zone. Austin Fink dumps it in before it's taken away by Oklahoma. Mike Amala tips it. This was before the red line, so it should be icing, and it is.
I believe that was a makeup call from the refs on that icing, but you always gotta keep the game even, and if you make a mistake, you're gonna make up for it. So.
Offensive zone face-off for Alabama. Nolan Bolt to take it for the Frozen Tide. Readjusts himself quickly before losing it to Porter Wolk, who's still out there. Sooners need a change badly. They got some tired bodies. Mike Amala catches that in left field, knocks it down, played into the corner. Sooners do get that change. Looking a lot better on their line changes than they did last week against OSU. Bells with it. Caden Martin on his backhand, loose rebound in front of the net. Bells couldn't receive it in time. Now Monticelli flips it over to McDonald. Good pass up to Bells. Bells enters, trying to hit a drop pass over to Ryan Carr, but no luck there. Eventually Carr does come away with it. McDonald can't hold the line, and the Sooners have to touch up. Caden Martin, back to McDonald. Over to Bells now. Just a little bit too far out in front of him. McDonald did a good job fighting off the man with the puck, not allowing a centering feed over to Alabama's. Forden fights off a rebound into the corner. Good puck control there. And now Ryan Carr with it on a breakaway in. Ryan Carr gets hooked, no call. Clearly got tied up on the mitts there, but nothing from the ref. As the Sooners look to keep fighting here. Glass moved a little bit by a check, not too much, still maintains possession. Glass centering feed over to Monticelli, just a little bit too much on it. Now a backhand from Monticelli. Rebound came centered and primed for an OU Sooner, but nobody was there. Should be offsides for Oklahoma, it's not. Or excuse me, for Alabama. The other way goes Nate Payne for Oklahoma. Payne dumps it in. Weird angle there. It ends up right behind Donner. Glass first one to it for Oklahoma. Play back to Motts. Motts from the point looking for a tip. Can't get it. Still kept in the zone. No, it isn't. Exits. Now Kagan springs forward. Nate Payne on the rush. Nate Payne centers it. Caught a stick. Knocked down by Glass. Glass goes tumbling, and so does an Alabama player. Good keep for a moment, but eventually deflected up and out of play off of Kagan.
When the Sooners are getting people in front of the net, they're not getting the pucks through. And then when we're getting the pucks through, the Sooners are not in front of the net. So the Alabama goalie being able to find these and track these pucks very easily. And when he's not able to track these, his teammates are blocking these pucks for him.
OU takes that neutral zone face-off. Motts turns it over for a moment, slapped in. Forden has to play it in behind his own net. Now Charlie Blake with it. Charlie springs forward. Carson Spear Spear, couple of nice moves, still with the puck. And we're going to get a penalty here. Rebound was loose. Couple of collisions there. Mackie Donner got ran into. He's not too happy about it, but we'll see what they decide here. Should just be a 2-minute infraction. See what the official call is. I'm going to get him for a hooking. Grant Curtis.
Matthew Donner staying strong on his line there, really keeping that puck out by being close to his post and making sure that he's all tight.
Sooners are 1 for 1 on the power play so far tonight. We'll see if they can make that 2 for 2 as that top line goes out there. Best, the only goal scorer in this game so far. One-timer from Fodrell, scores! Tipped by Aaron Best, and the Sooners double their lead on the power play. A brace for Aaron Best. Take a look at this. Working on our replay here. Well, I'll tell you how I saw it. That was a good setup there by Oklahoma. They got Fodrell established on that left faceoff dot, ripped it, and then Best got the last say on it.
Good low to high and getting that traffic back in front of the net. We finally get a shot through. Aaron Best is there to tip it in.
Sooner special teams story is that puck rode over top of Tristan Davison, had no idea where it is in the neutral zone. Eventually taken away by Alabama, who dumps it in. Forden, good stick play there with that puck. That was a dangerous look for Alabama had they gained possession. Puck evaded everybody, eventually out in front of the net, tipped and fought off by Forden. What a heads-up play. Now the other way, Gutierrez, Charlie Blake in company. Blake rips a shot, falls down right in the face-off dot. Alabama collects it. Looking to try to find another answer now as they're down by 2. Eventually it's dumped in. No icing there, waved off, and Alabama beat him to it. Now a backhand chance on Forden. Hit him gently into the chest. He was able to swallow it up.
Forden ready to bail out his teammates once again. A bad play in the corner. Bad turnover by the Sooners. And getting that puck, making sure that he is able to clear it by himself.
Well, the in-house call was a goal for Jackson Fodrell. We'll see how that gets decided. I don't think it was either, based on the way Aaron Best was celebrating coming out of that pile. Nonetheless, Fodrell gets a point this season on the power play. Now Tristan Glass springs forward, Aaron Best again. Aaron Best looking for the hat trick on his backhand. Fought off well by Alabama. Aaron Best still with possession. Tristan Glass's shot. Caught a piece of Donner up high. Puck might have left the zone, but the refs say no. No touch-up necessary, but they will after this as Alabama comes away on a 2-on-2 even strength breakout. Turnover there, tight angle shot, not a problem for Forden. Ellis dumps it in. Souchle on the backhand. Puck stuck in behind Forden, eventually dug free. Nate Payne plays it smartly. OU looking to get a change here. Tristan Glass now has a breakaway. In on goal, Glass! Oh, and he misses the net. Well high and wide. He was on the tail end of a shift. Had to go through a couple of Alabama players to even get that opportunity, so he was gassed by the end of it. Eventually gets off, and his brother Carson steps on pursuing this puck in tight. Puck in the corner, fought off and tied up between the two teams. Caden Martin pestering hard, that big body in there for Oklahoma. That's what they got him here for. Eventually it's dug out. Still stuck right along the end boards. Waiting for it to be poked free here. Eventually it is, and it's taken over by the Frozen Tide. Odd angle and hop off the boards. Now a breakaway here for Oklahoma. Monticelli, backhand pass to Glass. Glass shot, and a save by Mackie Donner. Monticelli took a cheap shot into the net, and we're going to get some possible infractions here on both teams. Nate Monticelli got a cheap shot dished out against him, and he's not too happy about it. Take another look at it. Good entry here by Glass. Good backhand feed. Brother on brother action going on. And yeah, you see Monticelli just get dumped in front of Donner. So we're going to get a roughing penalty called in another power play. It's going to be Luke Ellis in the box for Alabama. Another OU power play. Willie, what do you think they do here?
I'm a little surprised that OU is going on the power play. I would expect the refs to even this up, but maybe they saw something I couldn't see up here.
Well, the Sooners will definitely take it. We're having a bit of a discussion with the Alabama head coach and the linesmen here, or the referees rather. Sooners looking to go 3 for 3.
Another low to high play, gaining the puck over to Fodrell and gaining some traffic in front is what the Sooners need.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and we'll look to see that again. Different power play unit out this time for Oklahoma. It's going to be their second unit. Oh. Nate Payne fought off Carr. Surveys, elects, decides what to do, deliberates, eventually works it down low, and a corpulent rebound for Aaron Best. Couldn't locate it. Eventually dumped and cleared. Forden having some trouble with the puck in behind his net. Eventually, Carr collects it. Risky puck play there by Forden, but he's been on it so far for Oklahoma. Now Carr enters the zone all by himself. Carr, couple of nice moves. Ryan Carr gets stood up into. Good check there. Aaron Best looking for a rebound from a tight angle. Couldn't find it.
Carr able to get the puck in, but not really control and set anything up for any of his teammates on this power play.
That was the first unit. Now we'll get the second unit out there on this face-off. Porter Wolk to take it out there with Davison, Amala, Kagan, and Spear. Face-off won by Oklahoma, but cleared by Alabama. The other way, shorthanded, go the Frozen Tide. Good stick play there by Alex Kagan. Spear, a little give and go. Frozen Tide player. Kagan enters all by himself again. Kagan surveys, flings it around the boards to Amala. Mike Amala. Trying to go to the other way, gets taken down for a moment, no call. Kagan at the point, works it to Wolk. Wolk down low again to Amala. Sooners cycling here really nicely. Amala back down low. Still has it, Kagan surveys. Passes it over. Good pass there to Amala's shot against the grain, and good save there by Mackie Donner before we get some shoves and punches thrown by Alabama. Take another look at this. Good setup there by Kagan and Spear. Amala had a chance out in front. That was Ryan Matusik going in on Tristan Davison on that after the puck was swallowed up by Mackie Donner. Offensive zone. Sooners take that face off into the corner, still maintaining possession. Got about 20 seconds left on this power play. Carr, down low to Spear. Back to Carr. Over to Kagan. Kagan on the other side now rips a shot, caught up and swallowed by Donner. No rebound for Oklahoma.
A lot of good movement side to side from the Sooners. A lot more intensity in the power play compared to our last weekend versus OSU.
It also seems like there's a lot more intention with moving the puck, not just passing it to pass it. They're really trying to set up in good opportunities. So this is something they can take into the Iowa State game next weekend where they play in Des Moines. Gutierrez on the face-off. Bells. Sooners running out of power play time here as Ellis steps out of the box. Oklahoma still has it. Kagan holds the line, has space. Kagan rips a shot looking for a tip. Rebound out in front of the net. And it's won by Alabama. Puck caught up in front of the penalty box as Ryan Carr has a 2-on-1 with Caden Martin. Carr rips one, rebound loose. Taken away by Alabama, but not out. Puck still in, a little bit of a collision. Monticelli has Carr. Monticelli rips a shot blocker, save by Donner. And away goes Alabama. Amala, the lone Sooner, behind him, and a questionable shot choice there from Alabama allows Fort Fortin just to control that easily into his mitt.
For Alabama, you want that shot to be a little lower, get that rebound, try and control your own rebound, or even get a tip off of somebody's stick or something.
Referee adjusting the Frozen Tide there on that face-off. And we're going to get a new man. We're going to just reset centers here. Fodrell will take this face-off. Wins it nicely, does Fodrell. Might be time to look at that as an option. Porter Wolk, drop pass over to Fodrell. Good stick tie up there. A high shot, caught in the glove of Donner.
Fodrell really didn't have a play to make there, and I really like that shot towards the net. Restart, you're in an offensive face-off now.
Trevor Rizzer will face off against his opponent, which he should have been facing off the last one, the Porter Wolk. Another offensive zone face-off for Oklahoma, this time won by Alabama. The story of this game's been them getting that puck out of their zone cleanly. Lots of pressure from Oklahoma. Seems like they backed off a little bit now. And a 3-on-2 here for Alabama. Let's see what they can make of it. Good check up and pressure by Wolf. Stood up into his man. Didn't allow that puck to travel where Alabama wanted it to. Rizzer with it for the Frozen Tide. Wolk applying pressure defensively. Eventually that puck is taken away by Fodrell and cleared. Sooners need a change. Ivan Gutierrez gets it caught up for a moment. Puck's won by Amala. Sooners are in the midst of a change, but also trying to get something going offensively. It kind of just turned into an awkward clearance by Alabama. Now turnover here by Gutierrez. Doesn't end up being a problem as Tristan Davison has a breakaway. Tristan Davison in, on, goal, shot, scores! Tristan Davison, the New Jersey native. What a filthy goal. Oklahoma leads 3-0. Take another look at this. Capitalized on that loose puck, pokes it free, uses that speed we've seen him use for the last couple of years and just buries it on Mackie Donner.
Tristan Davison, one of the fastest players on the ice, really just able to create breakaway speed on that loose puck.
Sooners controlling this second period a lot better than they did last weekend. We'll see how comfortable this league can get and what Alabama has to offer as a response. Away goes Davison again. This time there's a Alabama member back behind. Tristan Davison centering feed. Looking shot for rebound type of play, but Donner fights it off and out of play.
Smart play by Tristan Davison, and the Sooners have really pulled away in the shot department, going up 31-12 now, really putting the pressure on this second period.
So the Sooners have 2 power play goals and finally get an even strength one here. The shot total now 31-12 in favor of the Crimson and Cream. Alabama has not had a lot to offer as a response in this middle frame. And if they're not careful, Oklahoma will look to run away with this. Spear in front of the Alabama bench. Turned over, one taken, tight angle shot. Rims off of McDonald's stick and out of play. Good play there by Baz Shule. Shkuley, yes. Willie and I have agreed that Shkuley is the best pronunciation on that name. The captain for the Frozen Tide. Yes, that is our takeaway on that. 7:36 remaining in the middle frame. Shot blocked by Tristan Glass. Went down on one knee for that. A tight angle goal from Alabama. Not a tight angle, from way back, from downtown. Forden wasn't looking for it. And the Frozen Tide get their answer from the likes of Max Owens, freshman from Reading, Massachusetts. We'll see a bit of a broken play here. Eventually, it just finds the back of the net. Forden wasn't set whatsoever.
Shot, rebound, shot. It's a tough one for Forden to find through so many bodies. I got to say, there was probably 8 people in front of him to get that puck.
From our angle, it looked like it was going in the entire way. It was a very clean shot. Picked that top left part of the net. We'll see what the Sooners can do here. Aaron Best flips it forward for himself from a tight angle, flips it wide. And a good hit there by Tristan Glass. Turnover by Carr. Kagan and Carr. It's defensive pairing out there for Oklahoma. Carr. Good touch pass from Oklahoma, but it misses everybody. Now Alabama applying pressure. Centering feed was tipped out of play.
Alabama really starting to create some pressure down low on the defensemen of the Oklahoma Sooners. We'll see if they can sustain this pressure and get some more shots like they have been getting. Forden being up to the test for every single one of them that he can see. So if Alabama can get some more people in front, maybe we'll see some more goals from them.
Offensive zone faceoff for Alabama here. Josh Bell's on that shot block. And the other way goes Carson Glass. Bells ends up kicking it into the offensive zone for the Sooners. Not before it's knocked out of play. Bells with a bit of a late hit there. Kind of simultaneous with when the whistle blew. But an offensive zone face-off the other way for Oklahoma. Some discussion going on, and then eventually we will get a face-off. Porter Wolk to take it, top line out there for Oklahoma. Face-off won by the Sooners. Gutierrez shot it from distance. Puck took a couple of bounces, ended up back behind Donner. Gutierrez did a good job of keeping that in before it's pawed down by Alabama. Sooners having to work that neutral zone. They eventually come away with it. Porter Wolk with speed to Amala. Amala on his backhand. Chopped at off the side of the net. Popped off the water bottle of Donner. Puck tied up along the end. Trying to see who's in there for Oklahoma. Eventually Alabama comes away with it. Long stretch pass looking for a man. We're going to get a hand pass here in the neutral zone.
Alabama really being able to create more pressure in the neutral zone, something that they weren't doing in the first period and really the start of the second period. So something that they have improved on since the game has gone on.
2-goal leads are the worst in hockey. Right now we got about 6 minutes left in the middle frame. Sooners would probably like to add on a few more before heading into that final third period. Monticelli flips it forward on Donner. Plays it down. Taken away by Alabama. Monticelli lays a check in the neutral zone. Good pass there. Bells dumps it in. Shouldn't be icing. It isn't. Carson Glass, first one too. It gets tied up and taken down. And eventually Alabama comes away with it. And Carson Glass is hurt. They stop the play. Carson Glass is down. Eventually they do. We will cut to break here for just a moment as Carson Glass gets sorted. All right, Carson Glass escorted back to the Sooner bench. Got up on his own power. Bit of a rough, looked like he got just upended there behind Donner. We hope he's okay. Face off in the neutral zone. Puck stays in the neutral zone before it's dumped down to the offensive zone for Alabama. Kagan. Takes it, Kagan again, roofs it out of play, heads up into the stands. That caught up underneath the net, but thankfully everybody.
I didn't see a lot of movement.
It was off the glass. Sooners are arguing that to the officials. The faceoff should be held. You could hear it hit the glass and then leave play, but none of the four officials down there had the best look of it. That's all right. Offensive zone faceoff for Alabama. Taken away. Kagan has it. Carr now. Good pass up to Carson Spear. Spear springs forward. Davison. Tristan Davison looking for a centering feed to Spear. Caught up in the skates of an Alabama defender. Now Davison catches it and eventually flung on net, and Donner swallows it up. 4:46 left in the middle frame. Sooners leading the Frozen Tide 3-1. Shots have exponentially grown for the Sooners in this game, 34-13. Alabama's only had one shot this period, I believe, and it was the goal that was scored, so their efficiency has ramped up, I guess you could say, as Motts takes that offensive zone face-off. Puck played in behind Nate Payne. Into the corner. Payne tied up with Best. Best comes away with it on his backhand. Not before getting pestered. Tristan Glass. Puck tied up along the end wall. Still, we've seen a lot of these scrums. And eventually Alabama comes away with it. Josh McDonald takes a whack at Shkule. And we're going to get an Alabama power play here. Got to say, it wasn't the worst decision by Josh there. It was going to be a clear odd man rush for Alabama. Willie, what are your thoughts?
I don't disagree with the penalty, but I think you should have waited a little bit longer to see if you can catch up to the kid. You never know who you're playing against, how fast they're actually going to be. If you're dealing with a Tristan Davidson, that's hard to catch up to. But maybe it's somebody a little slower that you can possibly catch up to, get a stick lift in before taking a penalty.
There weren't really too many penalties called last weekend. Sooners PK on the ones that were looked pretty solid, so they will look to have that same momentum on special teams that they had on their power play work for their PK. Alabama controls it. Shkule centers it to the point, taken back to the captain. Puck played down low, into the corner, tied up. Wolk going after it with Kagan. Puck held in at the blue line, taken down low by the faceoff dot. Good break up there by Kagan again. His stick's been in the right spot. Couple passing plays, a shot on a tight angle and on forward in by Shkule. He ends up coming away with it, no rebound.
Nobody really in front for the Crimson Tide there. Really, Forden able to see that puck the entire way.
About 30 seconds killed off of this Alabama power play. Only one shot so far. Frozen Tide control it. Dump it down low, taken away by Aaron Best. Took a weird hop off the boards. Possibly collided with the referee down there. Now Shkule with it again, works it down low. Couldn't really establish puck possession on that. Puck still in the corner, eventually taken away by Ryan Carr, looking to spring forward. Aaron Best shorthanded. Aaron Best looking for the hat trick. Oh, and he just misses the net on his backhand. Right moves, right idea. Sooners still killing time here in the offensive zone this time. You'll always applaud that on the penalty kill. Puck does come away to Tristan Glass out in front of the net. Glass with it in a sprawling Donner. He never had the puck, but the play was blown dead. Glass gives a friendly shove to a Frozen Tide member. Alabama bench questioning how that isn't a penalty. Take another look at this here. That Aaron Best breakaway, man, his speed is so effective. Got the wrong clip showing up, but We'll see that. Yeah, there he goes right there on that breakaway and then just can't tuck it in on the backhand. Kagan with it now, shorthanded, elects to take it all the way back down to the defensive zone. Porter Wolk having to shovel it down. Lots of time being killed here for Oklahoma. That clearance attempt by Motts got caught up in the chest of an Alabama player. Kagan trying to clear it, can't. Still 15 seconds left. We're going to get a stoppage in play here. That door came open in behind Forden where the Alabama team comes in from the visiting locker room. Something got loose back there. Call that a fortunate break for Oklahoma. Alabama's trying to get set up.
Yeah, 2 weak clearance attempts from the Oklahoma defense. Kagan and Motts just not able to get enough wood on it to get the puck out. And then fortunately the door comes open, so we're getting a full line change for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Just about 2 minutes left to go, 2:30 left to go in this middle frame. Sooners still have to kill off 15 seconds. An important 15 seconds. Alabama takes the face-off, works it down low. Playing on a backhand, not really smartly. Carr fighting forward in the corner. Puck eventually poked free. Davison trying to pester. He does. Tristan Davison still with the puck. Charlie Blake comes free, and the Sooners go 1-for-1 on the penalty kill. Good blocker save by Ford, and that's textbook rebound control right there. Now Blake comes away with it. He's got Tristan Davison as an option. Charlie Blake, centering feed for Davison, just misses his backhand. Pawed down by Carr, still kept in play. Ryan Carr gets hooked up, and we're going to get an Oklahoma power play. Eventually, Sooners get that extra attacker. Centering feed, fanned on by Davison. Second chance there, went in the net, but Alabama touched it up, so we're going to get just the power play for Oklahoma, but a good look there out in front of net for Tristan Glass and Tristan Davison.
Impressive work by the Oklahoma offense there, getting down low. Carr making a great hand play, getting himself into space and creating that penalty that the Alabama Crimson Tide had to take.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with these 2 games we've seen with Ryan Carr's play. He's very confident. Same thing with Carson Spear and Gutierrez. All these new guys that Coach has brought in look really well so far to start this season. It is only going to get harder, so these types of matchups are where you look to excel at. Carr got taken down. A little bit of a shove there. Now Tristan Glass, centering feed for Fodrill. Not his angle to hit that on, and kind of fanned on it, but puck ends up back down the other way. A subtle lull in quietness is filling over Arctic Edge for some reason. Ryan Carr with it now. Skates around a couple of guys. Now Nate Payne holds the blue line. Puck play to Glass. Glass back to Payne. Not a lot of traffic in front of net. One-timer from Fodrill hit the chest of Donner. And played out. Sooners are going to have the rest of this period on the power play and then the start of the third if they don't cash in. So they just got to be smart. Don't give up a shorthanded opportunity. Aaron Best enters. Fodrill missed the pass. Eventually Payne beats him to the puck. Sooners doing a good job of winning their puck battles. Now Fodrill over to Carr. Carr fans on his shot from the point. Still somehow maintained possession after that. The window was open for an odd man rush. Wasn't taken. Alabama eventually flings it forward. 20 seconds remain in the second period. Forden does a good job playing that off his backhand. Sooners eventually come away with possession. Porter Wolk enters for Oklahoma. Wolk fans on his shot, caught up in the skates. Kagan has options. Couple seconds left here. Spear down low to Amala. 5 seconds left. Shot blocked by Alabama. Exits the zone, and that's going to do it for this second period. So the Sooners add on 2 more, but concede 1 as well. Willie, your thoughts on this middle frame?
Much better frame from the Sooners based off of the score. I still think it's a little sloppy. They can tidy a couple things up, but we'll really see what happens in this third period.
So once again, we would like to welcome the new OU Hockey corporate sponsor, Appliance 4 Less. Family-owned and veteran-owned for all your appliance needs. Go by 2 of their 5 locations, one in Northwest OKC and then another one in Norman. With all that said, OU hockey fans can receive a 10% discount on your appliance needs this weekend only. 8105 Northwest Expressway Street, OKC, and 1302 North Interstate Drive, Norman, Oklahoma. We thank you, Sooner fans, for tuning in. We'll be right back with your second period intermission report. Don't go anywhere.
How's it going so far for y'all? Good. That's good. What? That's good, I'm glad. Ignore my crash out at the software. Yeah, it's so annoying. Like, yeah, anyways.
Better than just having iRacing and I have a producer who I swear to God will just get up and go to the bathroom and race. So I'm like, hey guys, great battle for third right now, and he's like on board with the car piece, and I'm like, I don't care.
All right.
This is so jank. It's so fun.
He's hit behind the wire in my corner.
You wanna like, just like, yeah.
All three taps.
Okay.
Welcome back, Sooner Nation. Here for the second intermission report. I'm Elijah Lena, joined by Sky Shrek. We got a lot to unpack, so let's just get into it. First off, three different goal scorers in that second period. Starting off first with that first goal in the second period, that was Aaron Best with that tip to put the Sooners up 2-0. Sky, what were your thoughts on that goal when you saw it?
That was a great goal. It was a textbook attack by the Sooners. The Sooners did a great job all second period of getting that puck into the zone and staying on the attack, and that was just the result of some great offense all around.
And speaking of great offense, Tristan Davidson with a lone breakaway, getting past the Alabama defense, forcing a breakaway there and getting that shot on. It was just a great goal. It's a lucky break. You want to get those, and Tristan Davidson doing everything he can just to put that shot away. Goalie really had no chance there. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, that was a great goal. We saw a couple breakaways from both sides in this game. Oklahoma's had a few, but that was the first really good chance that we were able to put into the back of the net on the Sooner side, and they're going to be hoping for more of those in the third period.
Exactly, and Sooners were up 3-0 there for a good chunk of the second period, but it wasn't long until Alabama answered back with a weird one, kind of off the face-off draw there. Puck kind of sat around in the circle, ended up shooting loose towards the line there, and Alabama players got a weird angle on Brendan Forden and snuck by him, getting Alabama on the board there. Kind of a weird one, but just talking about Brendan Forden for a second, still looking solid in net there. Yeah, pretty much no complaints there. It's a weird one. You're going to get those as a goalie. You're going to get those weird unlucky bounces. But just let's talk about some things that went better for Alabama. Neutral zone passing was a good one. Did you see anything else for Alabama that kind of made them look like they were taking a step up there?
They definitely got a couple more shots off in that period, and their shot selection was generally improved. They were doing a better job of actually getting to the net, especially when they had that power play. They were able to keep it in the attacking zone for longer than they were pretty much at any point in the first period.
Absolutely, and somebody for the Sooners who's taken a step up in this game, Ryan Carr, one of our newcomers. Man, he's been all over the ice, Sky. Like, just up and down the ice, looking a lot like Cal McCarr out there, way to insert himself into the O-line, even though he is himself a defender there. What were your thoughts on Ryan going into this third period and for the game?
Yeah, he was one of a few Sooners that had a great period on the attacking end. Ryan Carr was doing a great job. Tristan Spear also doing a great job. Those are both freshmen on the OU roster, so two young players making a really big impact on the attacking end in that period.
Gotcha. Well, thank you, Sky. And once again, that was your second intermission report. I'm Elijah Lena, joined by Sky Shrek. Don't go anywhere. Third period is coming up after this.
It's a weird thing because it's like, well, we're all here. I noticed it. I got to get on Willie for that, actually, too. Yeah. Because he's not playing anymore. He can't say we.
Yeah. Nate gets on you for it when you say, like, we.
Yeah, I noticed.
You're good.
No, that was fantastic. Like, that was just crazy.
I like jumble over my words so much.
You guys bounce off each other really well.
Yeah, I'll improve too.
Welcome back, Sooner hockey fans. Got this third and final frame going on here in Arctic Edge. Sooners holding that 3-1 lead, and they need to hold on to it for 20 more minutes. We'll see if they can add on without Alabama answering. Glass takes that face off. Motts wins it, takes it back, flung over. Aaron Best all alone in the corner. Best flips it down. Motts chips it back. Good hit there by Motts. Shot out wide by Best. McDonald didn't hold the point. Didn't know where it was. Heads up as it evades the bench and everything. Thought it was coming up here for a second. Glass over to Nate Payne. Shot saved. Rebound was loose there for a moment. Willie and I having a good conversation with the Alabama head coach, making sure we're all fired up, having a good time. Generally, one of the nicer interactions we've had with opposing teams in this position.
15 new players on this Alabama team coming and playing for the first time on this freshman, basically a freshman team at this point. They're going to be with each other for a while.
Yeah, bonding, all a part of the experience. These types of road trips and that long bus ride really bringing together the players. 12 hours in distance. Do they play mini sticks? Do you guys play mini sticks on the road? Willie shaking his head. No, still not a thing. No. What age did you grow out of that?
I mean, you never really grow out of mini sticks, but you really didn't have room on the bus to bring the mini sticks. Me personally, I stopped playing mini sticks when I got to junior hockey. I think that was right around the time that we started doing those long road trips.
Collision there. Davison knocked off the net from a collision. Offensive zone face-off here for Oklahoma. New line goes out there for Alabama. Spear out there to take this face off. He's Blake on his wing. Blake ends up stepping up to the dot. Davison on his left. Carr back with Kagan. Puck got flung up. Eventually taken away from the Frozen Tide, by the Frozen Tide, excuse me. Kagan delivering a check kept in by Oklahoma. It's going to go all the way up into the netting. Should exit the zone for the faceoff.
Oklahoma really establishing some good pressure down low, getting the puck up to the defenseman. Defensemen just need to start getting these pucks through on net.
We'll see who breaks the seal here in this third period, if at all. I bet we get a goal here in this final frame. Caden Martin with it along the end boards. Monticelli in pursuit. Josh Bell's good check there, got just enough. Still kept in the zone for Oklahoma. Possessed by Alabama. Eventually flung up off the boards. Wolf collects for the Sooners. Chopped at, hacked at, and eventually taken away by Oklahoma. Josh Bells goes the other way. Play to Martin. Didn't get a good look at it. Got caught up in his skates. Puck dumped in. Taken away by the Frozen Tide. Skating through the neutral zone. Shot off sides. Mike Amala didn't take too kind of that, but the whistle was blown right as it was shot.
Yeah, Alabama really using their speed through the neutral zone more in this final half of the game than they were in the first half. Really getting some more opportunities through the neutral zone into the offensive zone.
This zone entry will allow OU to win this faceoff. Eventually, though, collected by Alabama. Dumped in, no icing. McDonald first man to it. Fodrell got caught up in the ref there along the corner in that kind of dead zone where that camera doesn't really pick that up well. Shot hit Logan Motts in the chest, popped down right beneath him. Eventually played into the corner, now sprung out in front. As that shot went high and wide, might have caught a piece of something, or it was just up on end. Regardless, some pressure here by the Frozen Tide. McDonald plays it over to Fodrell. Fodrell evades a couple of checks, gets it over to Porter Wolk. Wolk plays it to Fodrell. Fodrell, tight angle shot. Eventually swallowed up.
Fodrell not really able to get a lot of mustard on there, and now we got some pushing and shoving in front of the net.
Michael Mahalo getting a 3-on-1 in terms of physicality. Fodrell not taking too kindly to that. Doesn't seem like anything's too deep, as the kids say. Just some light pushing and shoving, antics. It's hockey. That's what happens. A little physicality never hurt nobody. But the story tonight has been these offensive zone faceoffs for Oklahoma, where they win or lose on the faceoff drop, somehow find a way to get that puck back. Won by Oklahoma. This one, Carr with a shot, hit a knee of an Alabama defender. Eventually Glass breaks his stick. Yeah, that's $300 down the train for Tristan. He's not going to be too happy about that. Kagan tied up with Best. Good check there by Alex Kagan along the end boards. Puck work down low, taken back. And won by Oklahoma. Good stretch pass there by Kagan, and away goes Nate Payne. Nate Payne with Aaron Best. Payne holds up, Best with it now. Got boxed out there, looking for that centering feed. Still somehow comes away with the puck, does Best on a backhand pass there. Puck played into the corner, centering feed out for Carr, fans on his shot. Puck faced the entirety of that open net. Donner was sent sprawling. Carr keeps going with it. Ryan Carr doing all the work here. Eventually plays it to Spear. He's got a wide open Tristan Davison. Gutierrez with it. Back low to Spear. Shot blocked in front of Donner. Alabama just trying to clear it here. It's not going to work where it wills. Carr just ended up skating that out of the zone. Might have taken a bounce in front of us. Our view's a little obstructed up here. The other way goes Alabama. Shot fought off easily by Forden. Good rebound control once again. Centering feed out. Just fanned on it. Didn't get all of it. Not quite sure what happened, but that got nowhere near the net. And Gutierrez collects for Oklahoma. Sooners looking to break out. Bells gets a nice touch. Plays it over to Tristan Davison. Just missed his pass to Charlie Blake on the wing. Gutierrez again. Works it to Blake. Sooners can't get a clean entry. Davison was offsides. He never left the zone.
A little bit of sloppy play from both sides, just not really able to control the puck. A lot of bouncy pucks in this third period, too. Maybe the ice is a little more chewed up than we thought.
Conversation between Donner and the referee. I think Donner needs a second to work on something. Yeah, he's got one leg up in the air. He doesn't look to be in writhing pain right now, but he is having a conversation with his mask off here for a second. Eventually looks good to go, just needed a little water break. Yeah. On the Oklahoma side of things, we have not seen Carson Glass return after that awkward collision. Actually, right there really points him out to me. This is his first shift in this period, as I was saying that. Good to see Carson Glass back. Welcome back. I'm going to act like I spoke that into existence. That puck will travel for icing.
And Christian just out here wanting to get Carson Glass an extra shift out there, making sure he's in his ice time in.
Ice time's important. Offensive zone faceoff for Alabama. Peter Kelly to take it for the Frozen Tide. On the other end, Josh Bell's doing a good job moving up to that center position. A couple of turnovers, that should be icing. McDonald beats him to the dots. It's a good, clean, fair win. Nolan Bolt was in pursuit. We're just trading face-offs on the other end of the ice so far in this third period. Not too many chances that high quality for either team.
A lot of stop and go in this final frame of the game.
The game's been flowing relatively well up until about now. Still 6 minutes into this thing, so. Alabama comes away with it. Wolf hacked at it. Eventually it's won and taken away by the Frozen Tide. Centering feed paddled away by Brendan Forden. Good job there, heads up play. Now Porter Wolk sticking with a bouncing puck. Wolk making a couple of nice moves. Drop pass, couldn't find Fodrell. Wolk getting pestered without the puck. Carr could not keep it in. Sooners staying, not gonna make a line change here. Wolk enters for Oklahoma. He's been their lead man so far in the zone entries. Just missed Amala's stick on that centering feed. Wolf turns it over. The other way goes Alabama. Good check there by Ryan Carr, making sure his presence is felt. Now Fodrell in the corner. Good moves there by Jackson Fodrell, sophomore from Dallas. Fodrell eventually flings it forward. They're going to say no icing, as the man meant to tip that was Amala, who was tied up. And it also landed on Donner, so wouldn't have been icing regardless. Alabama enters, rips a shot from the faceoff dot. Good job fighting that off by Forden. Sooners come away with it. Tristan Glass springs forward. Nate Payne. Payne holds up. Can't dump it in cleanly. The other way goes Alabama. A little one-on-one action here. Kagan loses his stick and a breakaway, and a good blocker save by Forden. He swallows up the rebound and sticks with it. Good job there by Brendan Forden once again.
Forden really bailing out his teammate right there, making a strong pursuit to the puck and able to cover it with that big rebound that was out there for the Alabama player to possibly get.
No fear from the sophomore. Kagan got a little shaken up on that, lost his stick. Took an awkward bounce off of a Alabama player, but nonetheless, we get an offensive zone faceoff for the Frozen Tide following that Forden save. McDonald playing to the corner. Blake springs forward. Carson Spear. Sloppy puck possession by both teams right now in this third period, but a good poke check there by Logan Motts. Tristan Davison in pursuit. Eventually it's taken away by Sievers. Should have been an offsides, but it's going to become a moot point here as OU gets it out of the zone anyways. A lot of sloppy neutral zone passing going on here for both teams. They look tired. That would be an understatement. Eventually, Tristan Davison comes away with it. He's got Charlie Blake as an option, plays it to Blake, but it was a bouncing puck, hard to possess that cleanly. Davison, good pressure here in the neutral zone. Bells. Nate Monticelli comes away with it. Monticelli has an option for Bells, just misses him. Now Carr's shot in front of the net. Tight angle shot fought off by Donner, who eventually locates the puck and freezes it for a whistle.
Donner getting a little help from his defenseman there and a little extracurriculars with Josh Bells and Monticelli going after, I believe that was Wallace that was in there initially. I don't know the Alabama player after that one.
Offensive zone faceoff for Oklahoma. Shots 41-22 in favor of OU. Coach Arvanitas has to be happy with that one. He always likes those shot numbers above the 30 marker. Wraparound chance from Fodrell, a spinorama shot rather from distance. Fought off easily by Donner. Alabama looking to break out here. Dumped in cleanly. Ryan Carr trying to beat his man, can't. Alabama looking to get set up. Strong forecheck, but eventually OU does come away with it. Carr has options, elects to hold up, loses the puck for a moment. Collision in the end boards, and we got an injured OU player. We're going to get a penalty here against Alabama as well. Not quite sure what happened there. So that was Mike Amala who got caught up. That collision, what I do know, happened nowhere near the puck. Take another look at this. Looked like just a little tussle and a throwdown. Amala kind of grabbed his leg for a second, but Nonetheless, another Sooners power play there, 2 for 3 on the night. It's going to be Grant Curtis sitting again, I believe. Second time he sat in the box for Alabama. Sooners looking to add on to this 2-goal lead here on the power play. Kagan does a good job holding the line, plays it down low to Amala. Eventually that puck, good keep by Kagan. Now Spear at the point. He holds it, plays it, stick lift, no good. Porter Wolk having a hard time. Kagan. Sooners have to go the full length of the ice. Missed pass there. Forden plays it kindly over to Spear. Carson Spear. Sooners taking their time, getting set up. Heads up. I believe that is stuck up there. It does not come down. Yes, yeah, we always have to apologize for the language of the opposing bench. Just about every single game. It's part of hockey. These guys are fired up. Makes it competitive. We love to see it. But an offensive zone faceoff for Alabama. They'll look to kill off some precious power play time for Oklahoma. Carr gets tied up into the boards. Takes a couple of whacks. Puck still held up in the corner. Alabama got exactly what they wanted out of that face-off. Eventually Nate Payne does dump it in for Oklahoma. Sooners are in here. Glass. Good keep by Carr. Carr again. Just deflected off a stick and out of play. 54 seconds left on the power play for Oklahoma. Check there away from the play. Ruffling some feathers. Carr, silky hands, gets him into the offensive zone for Oklahoma. Puck eventually comes out. Payne does a good job holding that line. Plays it down to Fodrell. Now Carr again from a shot. Good kick, keep in. Carr, Sooners set up. Bells, down low, Payne. Fodrell, back to Payne. Sooners established. Wolk, good diving play there from Alabama. Blocks that shot from Porter Wolk. Clearance attempt. They're going to say it did go out this time. So a much needed whistle for Alabama. That pressure was starting to mount for Oklahoma.
Oklahoma really not able to establish the power play, but a lot of broken plays that they're getting to the front of the net, gaining themselves opportunities.
10 seconds left on this minor penalty against Alabama. Faceoff will be held outside the zone. So the Sooners will have to get a clean entry in here. Puck fired all the way down in on Ford, so that will do it for this Sooner power play. There are 2 for 4 on the night. Still not a bad number whatsoever. Puck in on Forden from quite a distance. Eventually taken away by McDonald. Touch pass, puck up on end. Alabama dumps it down again. Forden having to play this. He's played a lot of pucks in behind his own net. He's done a superb job so far tonight, as well as tending the goal. 22 of 23 saves. Alabama looking to go the other way in the neutral zone. Puck just missed. And dumped down by Oklahoma. Over halfway done with this third and final frame. No goals so far. OU still maintaining that precious 3-1 lead as they seek their first win of the season. Good hit there by McDonald. Puck rims around the boards. Monticelli collects, exits, take a check. Backhand pass missed. Nate Payne. Forden plays it gently to Dustin Wolf. Wolf takes his time, surveys, plays it up to Aaron Best. Aaron Best still looking for that hat trick. Glass, as Best couldn't get in cleanly. Gutierrez with it. Plays it over to Wolf. Long pass from Wolf gets picked off. And then Aaron Best just sprung forward into the OU zone. Tied up, fell down, looked clean. Puck rims around the boards. Dustin Wolf loses the puck. Sooners have to touch up. Heads up down there as our social media team nearly got hit in the face. It shot the gap right in between a couple of our personnel down there. Scary moment. I don't even think they were aware of how close that puck was to hitting them.
A lot of bouncing pucks also. I think the ice is pretty chewed up out there right now.
It seemed to be the theme in the OSU game last weekend as well. Getting later into that game, that puck just continuously bouncing. Donner makes another save there. For the amount of shots that the Sooners have bolstered, he has still had a pretty solid performance.
I don't see they have a lot of shots, but not a lot of quality opportunities in my opinion. Not a lot of traffic in front, not getting the shots through when there's traffic in front. These are things that the Sooners need to figure out in practice.
Shot taken by Tristan Davison off the faceoff. He still has the puck. Now Kagan with it, has space. Kagan rips a shot, blocker loose, scores! Charlie Blake off the shot from Kagan. We were singing Donner's praises, but he should have had that one kept and swallowed. Nonetheless, the Sooners jump out to a 4-1 lead.
Very impressive crashing the net. Kagan makes a smart play on the blue line, getting down low and taking that shot from the top of the circles. And Charlie Blake able to just pop up and get that rebound.
Take another look at this. Kagan got the puck in some clean space. Donner was a little screened and then a good crash there. And we're going to get a goalie change. Donner maybe not feeling 100%. So Perry Jacobs will step in, the Reno, Nevada native freshman. We'll see what Oklahoma has to offer him as they reestablish their 3-goal lead, rather. McDonald. Best. Just holding the puck, possessing it, not giving it away. Best, Payne. On his backhand, Sooners go off for a change. Fodrell steps on for Aaron Best. Forden plays it in behind his net. McDonald. Sooners able to clear it easily. They're not really having to try too hard as that one's played in on Forden. Bounced around his upper chest pad there for a moment. Eventually fell. He was able to pass it out cleanly. Good clearance by Fodrell. It's not going to have enough on it for icing. Alabama has to chase it all the way down. They're going to go off for a change. Just under 6 minutes left in this third period. Sooners lead 4-1. Looking a little bit more comfortable than they might have at the start of this. Wolk dumps it down. Jacobs getting his first action, just lightly tapping that puck to a Frozen Tide defenseman. Amala dumps it. Couple of bodies go colliding. We have a player down for Oklahoma. Mike Amala at the bottom of that. And penalty. Another penalty. Their 5th one of the night for Alabama as check that. Ben Wilcoxon sits down in the box.
Alabama has been recently known the last couple of years of playing against them myself, as well as watching games when they play other teams, have had penalty issues in the past. So nothing new from the Alabama team. A little more disciplined actually than they usually are. So we'll see what the Sooners can do on this power play.
They're 2 for 4 on the night. Regardless of if they score or not, that'll be 2 minutes where there won't be too much offensive pressure from the Frozen Tide, so they'll take that. Spear loses the faceoff. Puck not held in. Amala, who drew the penalty, stays on the ice. Glad to see him healthy and okay. Spear right on the faceoff dot. Center faceoff dot. Enters for Oklahoma. Puck stayed in. They're going to say Kagan has it. Sooners looking to get set up here. Amala dumps it down low. Porter Wolk and Davison in pursuit. Davison comes away with it. Gets hit. Kagan kept it below his shoulder, so no high sticking there. Perry Jacobs thrown into this game with a 3-goal deficit and a power play immediately for Oklahoma as Davison settles it And Jacobs makes his first save of the game. Tristan Davison got choked out a little bit. Perhaps a small dive. Didn't look like that much pressure or force as that puck's out in front. Jacobs collects it. Davidson's not happy at all. They're probably going to take some guys out after this kerfuffle.
We'll see how the game progresses. Might be a little chippy for the rest of the game. Alabama obviously not too happy and a lot of talking being done. And this is going to carry over into tomorrow's game, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and OU Hockey TV's very best, Caleb Shaw, will be bringing you coverage of that game. A lot of our staff will be witnessing the return of Jackson Arnold in OU's first SEC football game. Yeah, it's an odd situation. Alabama not rooting for OU in hockey, but probably are in football. That face-off, nobody was taken to the box. That face-off's just going to be held in the neutral zone. They're just bringing it outside after the discrepancies. Sooners still have just under a minute to get set up and try to make it a 4-goal lead. Best loses it. Couple of exchanges of puck possession before it's ultimately cleared by Alabama. Ford in behind his own net, plays it to Fodrell. Sooners don't have a lot of options. Best will beat the icing here. Jacobs just has to cover up. Good sportsmanship by Best, not snow angeling Jacobs there. He's not that type of player, but with the way this game's been going, who knows?
You never know what emotions might get into you at the end of the game.
We're just south of 4 minutes to go in this final frame. 4-1 Sooners. 33 seconds left as a top unit for OU sets on the power play. One-timer from Fodrell. Got a piece of something and then went behind Jacobs. Fodrell is Best. Gets a hit up high. Best is in some pain. Not doing well as Aaron Best. Best still down in pain. We're going to cut to a quick break here and be right back. All right, Aaron Best back up on his own power. Good to see that. That will probably be it for him tonight. Can imagine no need to try to put him back in this game. That was Mike Matsuik who committed that infraction. We're going to get a 5-on-3 power play here. 17 seconds. Important face-off for Carson Glass to win. Yeah, they're going to eject him from this game. So a 5-minute major will conclude this game no matter what happens here. Still 17 seconds of 5-on-3. And they're going to have to put another player on their bench into the box as Matsuk takes the Corey Perry walk of shame back to the Alabama locker room. They're actually not going to put another Alabama player back in the box. No, they all that time to tell somebody to put someone in the box and then skate away, not put any in the box, and then come back and then tell them that they have to put someone in the box. Not quite sure what page the linesmen and officials are on here, but eventually it gets sorted. Sooners take the face-off. McDonald has plenty of space. Tip from a tight angle and cleared by Alabama. McDonald doing a good job chasing that down. Takes a whack on the head. So that'll do it for the 5-on-3. We'll be 5-on-4 for the rest of this game. Sooners looking to get something going with Nate Monticelli. Collision and tie up along the Alabama bench. Eventually, a Frozen Tide come away with it. Looking a lot better on this penalty kill than they have in the last few.
Alabama really playing for some pride here and have some momentum going into tomorrow's game.
We'll see what can happen here. Carson Glass carried his weight. That puck out off the netting as Glass took a slash there. Just a little love tap. Another offensive zone face-off for the Sooners. 50 shots have been laid between two Frozen Tide goalies. Jacobs hasn't conceded, despite all the power play time he's been penalty kill time he's been facing. Good keep in by Fodrell. Loses the puck, however, off a good poke check from Alabama. Carr, good pivot. Turns around, skates away with it through the neutral zone. Carr enters cleanly for Oklahoma. Carr can't stay with it. Good defending by Alabama on this major. Carr still out there for Oklahoma. Fodrell with the loose puck. Puts it on net. It's loose. Best back out there for Oklahoma. Oh, and a shot from Fodrell ended up hitting Best. Friendly fire. And there's a lot to unpack from that play. I really don't know why Fodrell shot that well after the whistle and into his own player who was recently injured, Aaron Best.
I believe Fodrell's about to get a penalty for this.
Yeah, it only makes sense. So we'll get some 4-on-4. This also will go for just about the entire duration of the third period. Fodrell most likely for an unsportsmanlike play. Some conversation between Nate Payne, who isn't officially the captain for OU, but definitely a leader in that aspect, and the likes of Alabama's leader as well, having some discussions. Really impressed with the tenacity of Aaron Best. Even after that hit up high, he still stays with it. Willie, what are your thoughts on that?
Aaron Best's a tough player. He's taking a lot of hits, and he just keeps on ticking.
Fodrell also doing the Corey Perry walk of shame. It's only a 2-minute penalty, but they've just booted him. Most likely a game misconduct. But Oklahoma has to have a player serve for Fodrell if he's not. Yeah. We'll get this sorted here in just a second. Cade Martin going to be the one to sit in the sin bin for Oklahoma. 4-on-4 action to play you out in this Friday night matchup between the Alabama Frozen Tide and your Oklahoma Sooners. Face-off, tie-up, taken away by Mike Amala. He's got speed and he's got space. Mike Amala, big slash there. It looked clean, but they're going to say a slash on the hand. So 4-on-3 action. The penalties just keep coming in this game for both teams.
In my opinion, that was a good call to make by the ref. I mean, he did it right in front of him.
It doesn't matter how much of the body that slash catches. If it catches any piece of the hands, mitts, or any other extremities other than the stick, it's going to be called.
Especially if it's happening halfway up the stick. I mean, if you're getting close down to the heel of the stick and where the puck is actually at, I mean, they're never going to call that, but that looked close to up higher near the hands.
4-on-3, we have not seen that this often at Arctic Edge. Tristan Glass to head out there with Best in company. Best still seeking that hat trick. Carr with it, holds the point. Deliberates, eventually plays it down low to Best, who a little give and go exchange. Carr rips a shot, rebound loose off the net by Spear. Tough angle for that to go through, and Alabama clears it.
Spear really impressive in these last couple games. I would say he is my biggest outbreaking guy on the forward core for these freshmen.
It's kind of funny. We all have different players so far, at least for the OU Hockey TV booth crew. As Aaron Best's shot gets deflected off a stick, his centering feed had a little too much mustard on it and exits the zone. Just north of a minute to go.
It's very funny when Nate Payne slips through a check.
He's not the most graceful man on skates, but he centers it. Slap pass shot. Kind of hard to tell something in between. Off net, though. Sooners have to exit, and they do re-enter with Carr. Ryan Carr still with the puck on his forehand, eventually loses it. Carr, Spear, plays it off his skates. Back to Carr. Ryan Carr rips a shot. Blocker save by Jacobs. Good save by the freshman goalie. Carr, again, plays it back to Spear. Blake centers it, shoots it. Excuse me, puck loose. The accent, southern accent slipped out a little bit there. Ryan Carr goes down on the blue line. I think both teams are just going to let this go. So the Sooners take the opening game with a 4-1 victory. A couple of seconds left. Players are separated, and that will do it. Sooners get their first win of the season over the Frozen Tide, 4-1. Willie, what are your thoughts?
A needed Sooners win, getting a lot of the confidence back that they might not have had against OSU, but still some things to work on, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
We're going to run a quick post-game break. Just give us a couple seconds, and we'll be right back with you with Sky and Elijah. Don't go anywhere.
Wow, what an end to that game, Sky. My name's Elijah Lee, this is Sky Shrek, just joining you for your post game. What a third period there. Sooners walking away with the win 4-1 with a goal from Charlie Blake in the third. Put the Sooners up ahead by 3. What an ending there, Sky. You want to dive into some of those penalties that happened?
Yeah, Sooners did a great job to hold on to that game, but it was a little messy there over the course of that third period. Quite a few penalties for Alabama, one for the Sooners as well. Put them at 4-on-3 for the last 2 minutes. Once that happened, the Sooners kind of just held on to the puck. They made a couple good attacks when they had the chances, but for the last minute, they were just trying to get the win.
Yeah, not to mention Alabama getting a 5-minute major towards the end of the game there. Alabama player putting Aaron Best into the boards awkwardly. he ended up returning to the ice surprisingly enough. Got some shots on there, but nothing to really write home about after that. But just happy to see that he was okay. But again, that was a 5-minute major penalty. You don't see that in every game. As soon as we back in action, I believe that's next weekend against Iowa State. Sky, what did you like with the squad, and what do you hope to see like going forward for the rest of the season?
I think we had some great offense all game from pretty much everybody on the Sooners. I mean, we saw some defenders with Carr getting really involved in the attacking game. I think if the Sooners can keep attacking like that over the course of the next few weeks, they'll be in a pretty good position.
Yeah, and speaking of Ryan Carr and other people that stood out to us, Carson Spear as well, the two of them had some serious chemistry that we haven't really seen much of here in a while, so that's pretty exciting to watch as we go forward throughout this season. But thank you so much for joining us here on OU Hockey TV. For Christian, Markey, Willie Baird, Elijah Lena, and Sky, we're super happy to have you here, and have a good rest of your night.